Hey guys, what's up? It's Lex
and Courtney,
and we have a very special episode today. As always, the pleasure is all yours. Is a platform podcast for us to share, learn, and experience sex in the way that Black people be doing.
Okay, see, I get you, and it really just proves that the pleasure
is all yours.
It's all ours.
Sorry, I'm so used to when I'm here.
Yeah,
you do the follow up.
Okay.
So
yeah, we really need to streamline that behind the scenes.
We should,
yeah. Okay.
Today we have a very special guest. You have seen this person before, but she's back again with the girls. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, guys. I'm back. I'm Ghosdee. Also D or Deanna, however you met me, whenever. I'm a musician, YouTuber, and friends of the pod.
Yes. Well, as per usual, we start every episode with a catch up, and us having a guest here is not stopping the flow. So D, how was your week? How would you rate
my week? How would I rate my week? This week was weird. It was like really fast and like good momentum in the beginning, and then it kind of slowed down and kind of got weird towards the end there. Not a bad week, just kind of like one of those weeks where you're in a lot of places.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Just like a little up and down kind of week.
Yeah.
Okay.
But not bad.
You mean like places emotionally or like places like physically?
Mentally and emotionally.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
Yeah. Didn't the retrograde end?
I hope so. I think maybe today. I don't know.
Yeah. Something was in retrograde.
So. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mercury was
yeah.
Yeah, phones. None of this stuff was working last week. It was just a whole bunch of mess. So
there was a bunch of stuff going on.
How was your week?
My week was good. What did I do in the week? I didn't really do much in the week. I worked, and I said I wasn't gonna see anyone, and then I saw someone, and right after I said that, but it's okay. It's all right. Yeah. Because I still had a good time.
As long as you had a good time, then there's no issue.
But yeah, and then this weekend we went to the dungeon this weekend, yesterday. I still feel the tequila burbling around in my stomach. But it was so much fun. I got to flog the shit out of a white man.
Yeah, that was cool to see, for
I
sure.
just really, really loved that. I felt like I was doing the Lord's work. And I just looked so sexy, and it was just so much fun. It was so much fun. I was like, yeah, I'll be talking about that. Ooh, maybe I'm a bottom. Maybe I could be a bottom, I just don't see that for me, I just don't see that.
Well, own your truth. Yeah. You know what I mean?
How was your week, Bert?
I was good. It was good. I don't really remember the week, which is probably for the best.
Yeah.
I never do.
I never do.
I never end up remembering my weeks. Like whenever Lex asks me this question, I'm always like, what did I even do?
Even when I see her, I'll be like, how was your week? She's like, that's a good question.
I did have a week.
I was alive.
I don't know, man. It was okay. I guess it was just okay because obviously I don't really remember much. Yeah. I went to this like Lunar New Year festival on Friday, and they had like a bunch of like Asian food that they were like street food, like they were cooking just out in the open. So I got to eat a lot of that and like see some dances and some performances. Yeah. So that was probably the highlight of my week. Well, actually, I'd say go to the dungeon.
Yeah.
Oh, bitch.
I was like, whoa, all right.
Maybe the Thai festival was the highlight. I don't know how.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, what's wrong with that?
Because we've been planning to go for like ever.
So it was a good time. Yeah, the dungeon was a good time too. Yeah, it was interesting. It was definitely interesting. For the first time, I think we rolled deep, so it'll be interesting to like go back like in a smaller group and like kind of focus on like really what's going on around me instead of like the people that I was with. So it was cool. I enjoyed it. If you've never been and you live in Dallas, it's called Infliction Hall. it was dope. I think we're gonna have an episode where we talk about this kind of stuff. So I guess maybe we'll give more of our details on that day. Yeah. All right, cool. Bet. What are we talking about today, Les?
Today we are talking about, you know, what it's like to be growing in your 20s and how that shit just is like up and down. And I don't know, I just felt like this would be a good little epi to let the 20-somethings know, you know. Bitch, we just out here doing shit. Like, we really are just out here doing shit. Making shit shake. Fuck it, we ball, you know, like, you live and learn, but also you gotta go through so much, like, especially if you're a person that wants to continue to get better, you just go through so many different changes and healing journeys. It's just, girl.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we're talking about today.
So just the rocky roads.
Just
of
the
your
rocky
20s.
roads, yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking like, you know, SZA 20-somethings. That's why I love Control so much, because it really has been getting me through my 20-somethings.
How could it be 20-something? Yes.
Okay. Well, we do have a fun fact today.
Okay.
As per usual, we also have a fun fact. And I think Court will like this one because I know she likes animal fun facts.
I like when animals fuck.
I don't think this is a fucking... Oh, wait. Actually, you're really going to like this one, actually. Okay. So, did you know that koalas, wombats, and Tasmanian devils all share the 3 vagina structure?
Three vagina structure?
3 vagina structure, yeah.
They have 3 vaginas?
Yeah. The side one carries sperm. The side ones carry sperm, and the 2 uteruses, and male marsupials often have 2-pronged penises. This is a side note. But when the middle vagina sends the joey, like the middle one is where they birth from.
Okay.
So there's one that holds sperm, that carries sperm. Then there's 2 uterus. Well, for the women ones, there's 2 uteruses and then a vagina hole. Okay. So it just comes out like
so everything has separate tunnels.
Yeah.
That is so convenient. That really is amazing because you can, you know, like keep it tight on one end. You can play around, see which holes you like better. Like, you know, you like fucking better. Yeah. Because I read something that said like koalas be out here fucking.
Yikes.
So I imagine they're having a good time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Did you know that about marsupials?
No, I did not know that.
Wow. 3 vagina structure.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
wow.
about the fucking thing, not the 3 vagina structure. Well, I do think that it's very strange. The whole pouch thing, like, just trips me up. Like, you have
very
a sack.
Alien.
Like,
you have a sack.
That's just attached
a literal
to you,
sack.
And your
I wonder what it looks like on the inside.
I think it's like just
some
skin.
Pictures, and it looks like it's just like skin and like a little bit of fur and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. I imagined it would all just be furry,
but I also
like
think
in like
it's
a warm little fur.
Too. It's like saran wrap.
Yeah.
You know? It kind of like expands
whenever
you open it. Yeah.
To fit the joey nice and secure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do some research.
They gave a baby a grown man's name. This is a Joey.
This is a Joey.
Joey? That's what we'll call him.
That's what we'll call him, Joey. Okay. So, to start off our pleasure principle, we're going to talk about some hardships of growing up in your 20s, or, you know, just going through your 20s. First, actually, what would you say, D, one of your hardest things about your 20s has been?
The hardest thing of my 20s would be accepting that things aren't the way you expect them to be. It's a lesson that I keep learning, or having to learn in different, like, areas of my life.
Yeah.
That it's never what you expect it to be. Even if you, I don't know, even if you just change your expectations, it's just better to have no expectations.
Yeah.
No expectations, low expectations.
I would
Which
say
one is better?
hope for the best, but have no expectations.
Yeah.
Okay.
Always hoping for the best outcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, always hoping for the best, but have no expectations.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes the best things happen because of the way that they shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like sometimes you find the best lessons or the best people in like situations that didn't pan out how you expected them to.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true. What about you, Court?
I think the hardest lessons that I've been learning in my 20s is probably like unlearning my like I don't want to say toxic. That's such a heavy word, but like unlearning behaviors that don't serve me anymore. Like, so like behaviors that I had when I was a teenager, or like communication styles that I had as a teenager in my early 20s and like now in my mid 20s. I'm just like having to reevaluate those things and like make better decisions when I communicate with people. But it's hard because if I'm communicating with the same people that I was communicating with 10 years ago with this, like specifically my family, because it's always like, it's going to be your family and like, I guess your close, long standing friends, but like they treat you one way. And so like, it's like, I keep reacting the way that they treat me. And I need to learn how to like I just need to learn how to react differently despite how people are going to treat me. Yeah. Despite how my parents are going to treat me or how they talk to me and like how we interact. Like I'm grown now. So it's my job to like stop the fucking pattern. Stop the cycle, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's mine.
Yeah. I would say mine would be, I think, this was my question. I think the hardest one for me is probably like letting go of things. Like letting go of like anger, letting go of relationships, letting go of resentment, letting go of things that just aren't for me, you know? Letting go and like also just taking everything for what it is and not what I want it to be. Trying not to control things that I can't control and try to focus more on things that I can control for sure. Because life is unpredictable and shit is always happening, and I've had so much shit happen, and just like you were saying, D, like it's just like a low to no expectation kind of thing, but hoping for the best is like always easiest. I really have been leaning into like my just go with the flow attitude, just because like shit just happens and you can't control it and you can't stop it. Like you really either roll with it or let it roll over you, and you ain't rolling over me, bitch.
Say
Not
that.
here.
Bow, bow,
Not
bow.
here.
Yes. But just a little thing for hardships of growing up is, here's some other ones, was losing friends and family, failing, because that is everyone's, setting boundaries, like Courtney said, unlearning bad habits and unhealthy coping mechanisms, bills, bitch, finding
It's just Courtney, your face in the head nod is like says it all. It says it all.
Bitch, I'm tired
of paying shit. Tired of paying shit. Finding fulfilling work that also pays you enough, and like your second coming of age.
So looking at this,
don't even get me started.
That's
on the
definitely a thing.
There's at least like 3 of them bitches in the 20s.
Oh yeah.
Where are you? Do you feel like you're in a coming of age again right now?
Yes. Like from 25 to 27, I never thought that I would call 25-year-old D a dumb bitch, but like she was a dumb bitch, like because I've matured and I've grown, and I'm going through like this weird transition, and it's so long, and I'm guessing that your last like couple years of your 20s is just like one long transition into your 30s, because it feels like I've been in this transition for a while.
Yeah.
That's your, what is it called? Your Saturn return?
Yeah.
You're 27. Yeah. So in that, I think it lasts 7 years. So transitioning right on into your 30s. Are you 27?
I'm 27.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Oh, okay. What are you going through, if you don't mind sharing? Like, what is something that you've been struggling with, or that you feel like you were struggling with and now you came out of it, like from that 25 to 27 period?
Well, things that have changed drastically are my relationships have changed, like my perspective on relationships, my perspective on love. Like I just got a lot of lessons on that in the past like 2 to 3 years. That's kind of just like changed me as a person. I've also just become more self-reflective in a sense. When I got to like 25, 24, I thought that I kind of knew it all. Like, oh, you know, like I figured out most of this shit already because I've been doing it for so long. But now I know that life is just learning every year, all year, 24/7. Like, the learning doesn't stop. The growth doesn't stop. The maturity doesn't stop. So, you know, I had a little bit of an ego trip getting to that age. And also, like, moving into a city that I was like, oh, I moved to my dream city. You can't tell me nothing. You can tell me something. I had a lot of lessons to learn. And reevaluating my values. That's a big thing. Like, just seeing the importance of actually evaluating what are your values. Like, what do you value? What do you want to value? What systems do you want to live by? Like, incorporating that more in my life. And I'm also just falling more into a natural routine because I'm getting older. I'm not as, although I'm still the same old erratic doing whatever, I can feel myself like falling into what will be a more long-term habit because I'm getting older, and you know, you start to form these habits. So yeah, but most of all, like, I think your 20s generally is about getting to know yourself, and that's just really hard and scary. And it's just that over and over again. It's just really learning who you are as a person.
So can I ask, like, how you sit and figure out your your values? I know it's maybe a dumb question because you can just think about what's important to you like that. But like, how do you decide? Like, okay, these are the systems I want to live by. These are my values. Like, did you write them down? Is this something you think about often?
Yeah, and it's actually not a dumb question because it's really fucking hard. I started looking into the values when I went into psychiatric care. Because in therapy, they said that was very important. And I got a list. So through that list, I was able to kind of like read terms that could be considered values and just pick out ones that I thought fit for me. And that was 2021. So ever since then, I just kind of revisited the list and add to it, remove to it, until it really feels like these are my values. And it feels like I get a little closer every time, but some things don't change. But I remember when I first made the list, it was like, I don't know, like love, creativity, spirituality, some other stuff. But now for me, it's like creativity, obviously, always, but community is a big one for me. Still love is still on there. And compassion and showing up for others, helping others. I value authenticity. That's the biggest one for me, probably, like just being real 24/7. But yeah, I would say, like, if you could even Google like a list of values and just like read it and see what fits with you and just start from there. Yeah, because at the end of the day, I think like all your best decisions are gonna come from you picking decisions rooted in your values. And then when you start to relationships, you're going to want to date people who share your values. I think it just makes things easier.
Yeah, it sounds like it does. I'm very excited to really do that for my 26th year as we're going into 23.
No, now's the time. Now's the time, because it's like life is going to slow down. Because it's slowing down for me. And it's a little scary because I'm not where I want to be, but that's fine because it's going to pick up again and I'm going to, but it's slowing down for me right now. But I'm really getting to know myself, and just, I think it's going to be really good because especially like if you're not too deep in like relationships where you might be losing yourself, because if you do slow down and you just find time for yourself, when you do have that resurge in productivity and work and career, you're going to be doing the shit that you really fucking want to do because you as a person is just very complete and whole.
Yeah. I was just saying the other day to Court that something I've been working on is slowing down. because like life moves so fast, like around us in all ways. People driving fast, people moving fast, life moving fast. You go into the grocery store, the department store, whatever, they're already 3 seasons ahead of where we're actually at right now. I just feel like everything's always just going so fast, so it's just really nice to remind yourself to slow down. So like on days I'm off, days I'm just chilling, I try to like really implement like, yo, just slow down just a little bit, because like you're gonna want some slow down time so you can figure your shit out. But that's when I have like my best ideas too, is when I make myself slow down. Yeah.
I can tell that maybe I haven't slowed down because I can't remember my motherfucking week. Because maybe if I had time to like sit and like process what happened during the week, then I would be able to tell you what happened during the week, bitch. But I'm just like out here.
Maybe you can make that your goal for the coming weeks, is to move slower. Yeah. Like, and like, you know what I realized? That also making myself move slower has also made it easier for me to stay on my own schedule. Yeah. So like whenever I'm like, oh, I want to do these things, like now I'm just going slow. And I look at the time and I'm like, oh shit, what? I thought this was gonna take me longer. You know, I tried to stop like trying to shove so many things in one day or in a couple hours or whatever. I definitely have been leaning a lot more into like my nap time. And,
you can always catch me napping.
Nap time, just chilling at my house, like just really doing like mundane things. Even whenever I was doing my laundry, I still like took time to do that. And I literally like just let it drag out into the day instead of trying to rush myself through it, because that's what makes me not want to do it.
That's a good point. Slow the hell down.
Yeah, slow down, take a couple deep breaths, you know, just slow it down, bitch. Okay.
I'm obsessed with this little cat. It's so cute.
Yes, this is Bean. It's my boy. Bean he makes an appearance every time.
Every episode.
He just wants to be pet on. That's it.
He's so cute.
This is
just want to kiss him.
He's like there.
How many cats do you have there?
We had an apartment cat, but then my roommate moved out with the cat. So I'm very pet deprived.
Wow. If only I could bring my Bean with us.
I know, I would love.
Yeah, I don't think he would like that though. Okay, so my next question for everyone is, what are some ways that you feel like, oh my God, we're okay. What are some ways that like you have grown, or are there any experiences that you can like think of that have really like pushed you into growing more than you would have if you didn't go through that thing? I'll give everyone a minute.
Okay. You're saying you're asking me a situation to where it didn't go as I expected, but I grew through it?
No, just like a situation that happened to you that pushed you to grow, and like that just pushed you to grow. And like if you hadn't gone through that thing, then you wouldn't have grown in the way that you did.
I can think of big ones. In the 20s, I think removing yourself from your environment, your comfortability environment. So like when I moved to Texas, that was huge for my growth. Just getting out of Michigan. Yeah, and then moving to New York.
He came to harass you on the other side. Bean.
I would say that for sure. Yeah.
Sorry.
Like, just getting out of my comfort zone.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a big one.
Yeah.
You moved cross country twice technically, because you went from up north to all the way to the tip of the south, and now you're all the way in the tip of the north.
Yeah.
Pretty ambitious.
Wow. I would probably say no. I'd probably say the same thing. Like moving out of my hometown in my early 20s was a really good decision for me. I moved to Arizona, and I wouldn't even be here in Dallas if it weren't for my move to Arizona. I wouldn't have like the experience that I have now. Like I definitely, like, Arizona changed a lot of shit for me, for sure. Like I moved to Arizona, I was like, oh my God, this is people. These are people. This is life.
Yeah.
Like, this is crazy, you know?
So different.
Yeah,
It's
like,
so
it's
different. And, like, you know, you don't... Yeah, you don't have, like, you're not, like, surrounded by people you know. You can't, like, fall back on certain things, you know, which I will say was very anxiety inducing. And since I wasn't there for that long, by the time I got comfortable with the area, I was leaving. Yeah. So, like, you know, meeting people, especially like when Arizona's full of fucking white people, Republicans too. So, you know, it's like hard to find like a group, especially like a niche group of color. So it was really just like feeling like you're on an island, but you're like surrounded by so many people. Yeah.
Well, I've never fucking lived out of state. I went to college in Lubbock, was still in Texas. So I've just kind of been around the same thing, which maybe, you know, like I could pretend like that's something I want to do, but I can't think of anywhere I want to go. Like, to be honest, right now, you know, like when the time comes, it'll come to me. Maybe a situation will present itself to me and then I'll move. But that's, it's never really occurred to me.
Yeah.
I would say probably like realizing that like college isn't for everybody. Yeah. But I realized like way too late. And so I just have these like crazy bills that I feel like are preventing me from doing what I want to do, when in reality I didn't even have to go to school to do what I wanted. Like the things that I'm doing now, I didn't have to go to school to do. Yeah. And so I think I've just realized in like the last few years how important it is for me to like determine what's important for me. Yeah. Because I do so much stuff because I feel like my family tells me like this is or you know, people tell me like this is the way that it should naturally go. Like in order to have a successful life, these are the things you need to do. And like it's just always in the back of my head. And so like I didn't do the things I wanted because I felt like I had to do the things I had to do. Yeah. And so yeah, I'm just kind of unlearning that. I'm wanting to live in my like authentic self and do the things that make me happy, because I realize that I'm way more successful and like productive when I'm focused on doing the things that make me happy. And it's just gonna, that's why I like doing this, because I'm like, it's just gonna make money eventually. Yeah. It's gonna come because I'm enjoying it and I'm putting the time and I'm putting the work and I'm putting the effort in.
And the intention.
So like, yeah, this is a job for me.
Yeah.
That's my growth.
I just love that. Wow. Just a little side note, because you know I have to have my little moment. I'm just so proud of us. Yeah. We're really just out here doing the damn thing as like Black, queer, femme individuals in this fucking life. You know, it's crazy. Especially like our rights and shit getting taken away left and right. Making a mockery of Black women every fucking chance you get. Every fucking chance you get.
Day.
And here we are, bitch, still finding lessons in the tribulations. Yes.
We are strong and we power through.
Yeah. I don't know why I started thinking of like a Disney. I was like, this would be a moment where I would break out into a Disney song.
Oh, wow. What song?
I don't know.
A new one, like an original.
It would be an original. Okay, yeah, obviously. Yeah, it would make you feel like how that I wanna know, when it came on, that's what it would make you feel. You know, people hear that fucking song and they're like, strangers like me. Yes. Okay. So, I do have some things. This is all from like a magazine article. Anyways, ways to further your growth in your 20s that aren't about like your have-tos. Are definitely indulging in hobbies. I had someone make a really good point to me the other day where they said, don't like, it was like, be a jack of all trades, yes, but also don't invest in hobbies that you want to do just to do them. Like, you know, find the things that you like, that you're passionate about, and do those hobbies. Find the ones that you like the most and do those, instead of trying to like, oh, you want to learn how to wood burn, but you know you're not gonna actually be wood burning shit. Don't invest so much time in whatever and to do that. Yeah, do things that you feel like that make you feel that like indulge your inner child. Because we're all basically things that make you feel giddy. And those are the absolutely.
Those are the things that
yeah.
What is a hobby that you do?
Well, technically music's a hobby, but I also like music is everything to me. So But my hobby that's not associated with future work is video games. And also just like other writing projects that's not related to music. So I try to write poetry here and there, or like short stories.
Yeah.
Reading.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite video game?
Oh, I love so many. We'll just say Tekken Tag. But I love some. I love some.
Good choice.
Yeah, and like watching TV. And I would consider socializing a hobby, like spending time with friends. And I want to add dancing back into my life because that was like big. I love dancing. Yeah. So that's the goal for 2023.
Such a good
really
time.
Add it back to my life.
You should just get a pole in your house.
I don't know where to put it because my roommates would kill me if I put one in my living room.
Ah, that's so sad.
Even though everybody
wouldn't use
everyone would be able to use it.
Boring.
Wow. Come on now, please don't stop the party.
Yeah, they wouldn't use it.
Okay. Some other ones would be learning self-discipline. Just one I'm working so hard. That's one that I'm just working so hard on. I'm not a disciplined adult. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm just not.
I'm so like restricted.
I wish I was more disciplined. Yeah.
I think a lot of my problems would be solved if I had a little bit more self-discipline for sure.
Me too.
It's just not there, and it's really sad.
Yeah.
But is something I'm seriously trying to work on this year.
Same, yeah.
Yeah.
Literally in the middle of doing a decision, and I'm like, you shouldn't do that. And I'm like, you know what? Whatever. I'm going to do it anyway, just because.
I'm going to do it just because.
I'm going to do it just because I can.
Yeah.
Who's going to tell me no? Another one would be making healthy routines for yourself. And it was a thing that they said, a term that they used was don't let a slip turn into a slide. So it's like you creating the routine means you have to continuously do it in the second, because that's what happens to me is I slip up or something happens and then it goes from me doing it for like a week to 2 weeks straight to me literally not doing it after that just because something happened because I let my slip turn into a slide. Yikes.
You said you're not a very consistent person?
Yeah, no, I'm not at all.
Yeah.
I'm consistent in my actions, not in my routines.
I have to just create a new routine because otherwise it just doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a handy thing to do though, is to change it. Keep yourself on your toes, I guess.
Yeah. You know how to work around your mindset.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I know I'm this way.
I try really hard to because it's the only way to make life easier for me. It's just like, I can't make more money. I can't just poof a boo in air. I can figure out how my mind works and take care of it like it's a fucking toddler.
I fucking respect that.
Okay, and then make times to do the things you love with the people you love.
So important.
Very important. Establish those connections, because listen, I don't have anyone like close to me that I've like known for a really long time. Maybe my oldest friend is probably my friend Snow. Hashtag check out Snow's Galactic Goodies. But yeah, that's probably like my longest, like most genuine friend connection that I talk to pretty frequently. So, yes, invest in those relationships, baby. Another one would be exploring yourself and your sexuality. I feel like this is a really big one, that I wish a lot more like people our age weren't so afraid to like actually explore. Like people are like, I get drunk and kiss my best friend, like blah, blah, blah. Like, bro, like find a girl you think is pretty and then like, you know, explore that. You obviously have that want somewhere in there, you know, so like explore it.
Do you think there's ways to explore your sexuality by yourself?
Yeah, probably.
Well, yeah, because a lot of people don't masturbate. Well, women.
Yeah.
Like even past masturbation, like how do you like? So, okay, say you're a bi-curious person and you are not the person that's going to be out there having like these interactions with people, like going to the club and finding a girl, or like going on the apps, or like, you know, the hookup culture that we live. That's not everybody's vibe.
Yeah.
So how, as a bi-curious woman, do you like, or person, do you explore that side of yourself while still respecting like the side of you that doesn't want these short, not meaningful, I don't know what the opposite, meaningless.
I think being in queer spaces, I think even just like ingesting queer media as well, like movies, books, things like that, like within that sexuality question, that curiosity that you're in, seek things that, you know, would give you more of an insight on what that would look like, and also spend time with yourself, actually visualizing yourself within like those circumstances, and seeing how that makes you feel, what kind of thoughts you have, stuff like that. Like, it doesn't always have to be sexual, for sure, but
consuming queer media, that's a good
consuming queer media, like, because let me tell you something, as a baby gay, watching, all I ingested was queer media. I was like, dude, I can't wait to fall in love. I can't wait to get me a cute little shorty and fall in love and raise a great big gay ass family, you know? Like, that was always how I felt, like, and that helped me discover who I was. Like, seeing girls kiss for the first time, I was like, oh, that's possible. I was like, oh my God, I didn't know that was an option. Wow, maybe that's why I've been so attached to all my female friends my whole life. Another one would be a focus on building emotional, financial, and family ties. I already said the family ties, but basically just like getting a foundation, like set a foundation for yourself. I think that is like pretty good for your 20s. Or what I've been doing for my 20s, at least. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, setting right now, my financial foundation is very rocky.
That's a rocky one to go through.
I hope that I can fix that on the tail end of my 20s too. I just want to manage my money better. I think like things keep going up, like prices are going up. Obviously we're not getting paid more. So like that, there's things that we just can't control, but I also need to learn how to manage the money that I
it's gonna help in the long run too.
Saving and
Yeah, I know so many people that are, I know a few people that are really good with managing money, budgeting, saving. Dee's really good with budgeting. I admire her for that. I'm always like, bitch, you're doing what? She's like, and she'll be like, oh, well, I'm going to do this and I'll just pull it out of this fund. And I'm like, the fact that you have a fund for literally every single thing is so perfect. We like smoke fund, food fund.
Do you use the envelope method? What do you use for that?
I use the envelope method on paper. But basically what I do is every month I write it up. I write like how much money I'm making, how much money I have to spend, like the bills that I know are going to come in. And then I'll allot money for groceries, household items, traveling, weed, therapy, and then I'll allocate money for like spending change for the week. Or really it's for the month, but for the week. And then like if I
do you
what were you gonna say?
Do you say like do you have a savings account?
No, that's the thing. I'm trying to actually build one. I just like I've never had one. I've never made enough money to have one, and I've always wanted to like have a certain amount of money in order to open one. So I'm trying to build to have a savings account, just because I think it's important to have one. But I don't think I need one because I'm really good at saving.
Yeah, that's good. People say you should always have a rainy day fund. Like they say, what is it? 3 months salary, and I'm like,
3 months of living expenses.
Oh, 3 months of living expenses.
Outside of your savings. Like, you need to have 3 months of living expenses just in your checking account. Because of inflation.
What?
But I've been living. I don't get it.
I just feel like there's some, like, it's one of those things where, like, I have to remind myself to, like, not be so hard on myself when it comes to my lack of a savings account, because it's like, if I'm making this and I'm spending this and there's only this much left,
what we gonna do?
What I'm saving for? I mean, I know what I'm saving for, but what am I saving?
Yeah,
I'm not saving myself, obviously.
Here's to financial success,
Yes.
and here's to a savings account for all
All
the
of us.
sexy people in this
really
chat
want
right
to
now,
be
and all the people
financially
listening.
Stable. I've never felt financially
Yeah.
stable, and it's really scary
Yeah.
for me.
I always say, it'll be nice to get to a point where, like, if I want to go and do something, it's not like I have to check to make sure I can actually do this, and it's not going to put me somewhere where I'm in a bind now, you know. It's nice to just be able to, I want to be able, that is my luxury living, would literally just to be able to live without being like, oh shit, let me lock my debit card, because my cards are always locked, bitch. You gonna get this money when I got it,
Right.
When I want to pay your ass.
and not when you want it, bitch.
Afterpay be tripping.
Yeah, I'm like, listen, you signed up for this. You know what you signed up for.
After
Should've
having
checked my
my card
credit.
note for almost 4 years, I finally changed it to auto pay because I feel comfortable enough
Oh, I
That's some
love
big
it.
girl
my card
shit.
note every month. I'm like, I got this.
I love that. Yes.
Yes, yeah. Put it on the card.
Just put it on the card. Go ahead, baby.
You don't even gotta tell me when you take it out, babe.
I love that.
Yeah,
I
'cause
do
that
love
auto
that.
pay. And they be trying to get you because they put discounts with auto pay, and it's like, nigga, I cannot afford. Because if you pull this money
Yeah.
and I don't have it, now it's a problem.
Because now we're both gonna be looking at each other crazy.
Now it's a problem.
Wait, you do. You have your Kia
Oh yeah,
in New York.
Kia in New York.
Yeah.
I have a car.
Oh.
I'm fucking crazy. It's insane.
I mean,
And also,
wow,
like,
where do you
having a car
park?
in New York is such a bougie bitch thing, and it's hilarious that I literally am so poor, but like I be whipping in New York. It's so funny. It's such a flex too, because like, I would drop like, oh yeah, I have a car, and people are like, you have a car? I'm like, oh yeah, I'll
What?
drop you off. No need to take the trains.
Is it faster though to drive
It really
in New
depends
York?
on where you're going and the time of day, because the traffic is
Yeah.
fucking stupid as fuck. Sometimes it can take just as long
Yeah.
as the train, because you have to wait for the train.
Okay.
And then you might have to take 3-4 trains.
Yeah.
So it really just depends on where you're going and what time of day, what's happening. New York is really unpredictable because sometimes the trains just don't work. People rely on the trains to go to work. So it's very normalized to just like get through bullshit here. That's why people are just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very survive mentality out there.
Hustle culture for real.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just know that whenever T-Pay hits New York, I will be wearing closed-toed shoes.
Oh yeah,
the
bring
whole
your
time.
sneakers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. When I went last time, I brought like 2 pairs of boots and 1 pair of sneakers. I never even saw the boots. I wore the boots when we went to Broadway, and we got an Uber there. Just the walk from where the Uber guy had to drop us off to the actual theater, I was my body was screaming. Like, I will be strictly tennis shoes, maybe some closed-toed Crocs.
Yeah,
I don't
like
know.
ooh, actually, I've been thinking about investing in a pair of Crocs just because I put someone else's Crocs on my feet, and I was like, whoa,
I
this
might get
mad
some
comfortable.
platform Crocs.
I've always said it's a house shoe.
Is the house?
Yes,
Ooh,
but you
yeah,
can get
those
them
are cute.
elevated, and then you get like some cute little widgets or whatever the fuck.
Oh
you call
yeah,
them.
the little jewels you put in the holes. Yeah,
and you can do it there.
little
Okay.
pins.
How's the weather when we're
it's
coming,
gonna be so
D?
nice.
Yeah,
April's pretty
April.
good. Yeah,
Okay.
it's like
Perfect.
good spring weather.
I love it.
I can't remember it being cold in April. No, I remember in the pandemic, I was on the rooftop with the bikini top. It's not that hot. I was pushing it, but it's nice. It's like it's like probably 70s, 60s.
I love that.
That's
It's gonna
like
be
perfect.
so great.
Yeah, I could wear a 2B.
A little 2B top.
I could wear a 2B. Okay. All right. Some other things that are helpful in your 20s is to set and meet goals. And I want to preface that even a small goal is still a goal. And I am a person who, like, big goals overwhelm me. Like, if I set a goal too big for where I'm at, then I start to feel stagnant. Like, I'm not really doing what I'm supposed to be doing and all these other things. And I'm like, okay, now I started breaking it down to, like, what can I get done within a year? Or what can I get done within this month or something like that? Setting a goal like that is helpful to me. But just setting goals, it also just gives you something to strive for, something to look forward to, things like that.
It makes you feel proud of yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think I've learned that too. I do not operate well with super long term goals because it's just too big for me to comprehend. But having little tiny goals, like, okay, by the end of the month, I need to have this done, and then when it's done, I'm like,
look at you go.
Girl, not you making promises to yourself and keeping them.
Yeah.
Like, I love you. You're so great.
Yeah.
And then when you think about shit like that, you're like, life does not have to be this hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's only as hard as you make it. Yeah.
And if I'm making everybody's always like, what's your 5-year plan? I'm like, bitch, I'm trying to get through today.
I got a 6-month plan for you.
Yeah, I got a good 6 months, okay? Literally. And even then, it's going to change a bit.
I just created a 5-year plan for the first time because I realized it's been 5 years since I graduated college. And it's kind of like loose ideas of things that I want. But my biggest thing is definitely financial freedom in the next 5 years. And I think that's doable.
Mm-hmm.
5 years? That's definitely doable. And then also just being more consistent with art.
Yeah. I've made myself a 2-year goal plan currently, and that is to pay off my car, pay off my tickets. Ooh, don't come get me, y'all. And and saving up to buy a house. I want to be in a house. I want to be in a house by 2024 spring. Like, that's as long as I'm giving myself, and with my moving situation changing and my rent going down so much, I feel like that's very possible. And by my birthday this year, I want to have my car paid off, which I also think is extremely possible.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So cause baby, that'll be like $600 in my pocket. That's an extra. That's an extra $600, and
a
then
month.
Saving up for that house, bitch. That's gonna
cake.
be like nothing.
Yeah.
This is gonna be like nothing. So I'm like, those are things that make me feel excited about my future. So those are the goals that I've been having. You know, I'm trying to like text my friends and be like, hey, you want to go get your nails done? And me being like, I got it.
I'm trying to feed
Put it on
everybody.
Lex's card.
Put it on
Pamper
Lex's card.
everybody. And I'm trying to fly everybody out.
Yeah, pamper myself. Thank you.
Wow.
Bitch.
Libras are just so giving, so generous.
Because listen, here's the thing. Because I could enjoy this thing by myself, but it'll be so much more enjoyable if I do it with someone I love. So if the only thing standing in between me and my loved ones doing what I want to do with them and doing what they want to do with me is money, or like their lack of being able to get something, bitch, I'm gonna just do it. Like, here, take it, bitch. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
We want all our niggas to eat.
Everybody.
I don't have a 2-year goal. I have 1-year goals. Like,
Yeah,
I ain't
that's
have to take it fucking
Gotcha.
year by year.
Yeah.
I should be able to pay my car off by the summer. So that's a big one for me.
Yes.
Yes. And like, that is a lot of extra money in my pocket. But then I'm taking that extra money and I'm applying it to pay off like some of my student loans down a little bit.
Beautiful.
And I'm also just trying to like convince, it's more for my credit, like more than anything. I'm just trying to like get my credit up to like, so I can get a place by myself, or I can get, I can get what I need, or, all that stuff. So I think just working on my credit more than anything, paying off these ridiculous loans that I have from school. And like, it's crazy because I have like back taxes from the loans from school that like I have to pay. So like, I don't get income tax. It's just makes me so upset.
Hold on.
Maybe I should also make... Okay, so when I went to school, I graduated within 3.5 years with a 3.5. Those are my qualifications to get this big, huge loan what is it called? Forgiven from, like, it was a program. It was called Be On Time. And so, like, half of my loans were Be On Time. Half of my loans are federal loans. So about like $15,000-$20,000 was forgiven. But because it was forgiven, I had to claim it as income that year of my taxes. So on top of what I made, I had to claim $20,000 as income for my taxes. So I have all these taxes that I owed the government. So I owed like $3,500 in taxes to the IRS for loans that were forgiven. Yeah. So it's like, I never really saw the money, but I still have to pay you guys some of it. So I'm like, I haven't seen any money from my taxes that I get every year, because it goes straight to that. Wow. So I'm hoping that like this will be the last year, because we're on year 3 technically. If I've been out of school for 5, this is the 3rd tax year. Yeah. So
I was gonna say, yeah, you can get on like
it's wild. It's just, I hate the government.
So you don't have to pay off your loans, but this seems a little bit different.
I just feel like we should go.
But like, then you're just pushing it back. And like, I see my mom, and she's, I think she's almost done, but she's still paying her student loans. And I'm just like, this is really a terrible existence. Like, what do you want me to do? Defer it until I'm dead, or just hope that motherfucking Joe Biden gets it together? Because what the fuck? Not y'all saying you was going to take $10,000 away. You ain't take no $10,000 away. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I took a year break before like right after high school, and I had so many friends that were in college, and the things that they would complain about convinced me not to go, because I was like, this just sounds like heartache and stress and debt.
Definitely the debt. Yeah. But I mean, I enjoyed my college experience.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that the act of going to college was a good choice, but did I need it for what I fucking am doing now? Yeah. Absolutely fucking not.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Well, I do have some questions for us all. I know we've been asking lots of questions already, but we're going to wrap it up. So first question would be, what is something that you would tell your high school self to get you prepared for your 20s, or get you prepared for your 20s?
I'm just laughing because like high school me was so focused on like romance and love and finding that in my 20s, and I would go and tell her and be like, there are other things, and it didn't make my whole life.
There's love in so many places.
Yeah, I didn't make that my whole life, because I've enjoyed my life doing other things, obviously, but I made that such a focus for discovering love and finding love in my 20s. That it feels wrong that I haven't found that, because I'm exiting my 20s in a couple years. So I would just tell myself to maybe put that to rest.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I would tell my 18-year-old self, in the best of ways, nobody cares. I mean that in the most positive way possible. Like, I would tell them, like, girl, just be exactly who the fuck you want to be. And, like, the people that want to be around that version of you are just going to surround themselves around you. But, like, you don't have to shrink yourself or be somebody different or be put in uncomfortable situations in order to have friends or, have friends, or just, like, be in the environments that you want to be in. Like, I can be myself and be in environments that I'm uncomfortable in, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. I think I would tell my 18-year-old self, stop trying to do everything by your fucking self, bitch. Stop trying to do this by yourself. Just because your mama out here had you in your head, nobody is here for you. No one ever, like, no one you can trust. You can't trust people. You can't trust people. You can't trust women, especially, like, all of this shit, all of these things that, like, were ingrained into my head. That would be the main thing, because I feel like if I would have leaned more on the people that were around me when I was younger and always, like, trying to be there for me and help me, I feel like it would have made my experience moving out so young, and like my whole experience up until now, it would have made it a lot easier, and I maybe would have had time to really understand like what good friendships were. I could like understand that at an earlier age rather than like waiting until the last 4 years probably I've like met really great people. So yeah, that would probably be it.
That's a good one.
Stop trying to do everything by your fucking self, bitch. Okay, so next question would be what do you feel your most important lesson has been so far in your 20s?
In like a very general sense, life isn't. No, come back to me.
Okay, I'd probably say my most important lesson has probably been. I think my most important one is probably the power in community. That probably has been literally learning what it is to have a community, and like also learning to let go of things that don't fit within that, that make you feel like loved and heard and appreciated and all these other things, because then you start getting it and that should be feeling weird. Like when I started experiencing really good relationships and things like that shit felt weird to me. It just felt so weird to me. So I think that was probably my biggest one, is like community and learning what it is to like love people for real and not like in like a toxic, manipulative, any other kind of way.
I would say mine is learning how to ride the wave.
Yeah.
I like used to like really crash. I feel like when things just got low, like I just like went so low. Yeah. And like I just let it like consume me, and like I made that like a personality. I was like, okay, I've had this is all these terrible things are happening to me. Yeah. Like life is just terrible, and like I feel terrible, and I am terrible. Like that's just how it was. But I think over recent years, I've really learned how to like understand that there are really, really high highs and like really low lows, but that they just keep coming. Yeah. So like, you just gotta like learn how to ride with it, and like, and like really maintain like I'm trying to build like emotional consistency. Maybe that's the word. Like I've been told, and I've also realized that I'm just very like up and down, like how I talk and like how I express myself. Like even now, like I'm just trying to be a more like leveled person, like not so crazy, and also not so depressed, and not so happy, not so like I don't know. But I just good middle ground, just a middle ground that's not putting me all over the place, and like also the people around me all over the place.
I'm gonna self-plug. I did write a song called "Riding the Wave" about that exact thing.
Shit!
I do really love that one. That is a very good one.
Okay,
I have that one on my phone.
We'll put that one at the beginning.
We'll put that one as the song.
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yes.
But my
what's your lesson?
Most important lesson would be that life is bigger than me. There's more to life than my story and my life and what's going on over here. And there's more than what's happening in every situation than just me and how I feel. And, you know, life is just bigger. It's bigger than me. And it's also bigger than the people around me. It's bigger than everything than we were told. Not to get into a spiritual rant, but
yeah. Okay. Let's see. What's another one? What are some ways that you still want to grow?
I want to be more mature in a sense that I want to let go more easily. And
letting go is like a big one. Like learning to let go.
Some things it's easy for me to let go.
Really hard.
It depends on like the situation. But that betrayal, that trust shit, like once my trust is broken, like I become a fucking demon. And it's like I'm the worst version of myself, and it's so hard for me to let go of that. You know? So I want that for myself.
I always feel like I want to get my lick back, which is why it makes me it's hard to let it go, because I'm like, nah, bitch, I'm gonna get the last word, bitch. I want my lick back.
Badly.
Yeah, but you can't always get your lick back though, man.
You gotta let life do the licking for you. It'll do it. It'll do it. I feel like I got some licks that I deserved the last year or so, year or two. And I also feel like life giving me my licks too, though. You know, like, hey girl, we owe you for this past situation, so here you go. So like, I definitely get both sides.
It's really just
very
like the good energy
and it's long.
You put out comes back to you, and the bad energy you put out comes back to you. It's just the fact of the matter.
Yeah.
There's no need to preach punishment and you need to go do this because it's gonna happen. You don't need to punish people. Karma does that shit. I mean, unless murder is involved, you should probably punish that person.
Yeah, you probably gotta punish them for sure. Okay, and the last question we have, because I see where our timer is, and Courtney's little voice in my head is like,
I said, bitch, under an hour.
Yeah. So what would be advice you would give to other 20-somethings or the teenagers entering their 20s? What are some things that we would tell them? Because I know y'all be listening to this sometimes too.
I would say be yourself, but it just seems like Gen Z really does not have a problem with being them motherfucking selves. Yeah. So no, they don't. I feel like I could take some advice from them.
Yeah.
I would just say get your money right, sis. Yeah. Be focused on like really setting a good foundation as early as you can, because it's tough out here. It really is so tough out here. Yeah. And I just feel like if I practiced better financial management from the beginning,
so
that I would just
important.
Everything
would
be a lot smoother.
You start making money, you got to be doing it.
Yeah, truly. Or it really is like a slippery slope. There you go. Yeah. And you want to be able to enjoy yourself when you get to this age, when you get to this age where you're fine, you're sexy, you're authentic, and you want to go travel with your friends and be fine and authentic in different places, and you want to experience the finer parts of life. You want to be able to do that. So get your shit right in your early 20s.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, D?
I would say, make sure your priorities are right. Like, make sure you're prioritizing the right things and taking care of yourself. Like, actually taking care of yourself. I think early 20-year-olds are so, like, invincible. And, like, I don't need to be, it's just like, no, you need to be taking care of yourself. Not just health-wise, but mentally. Making sure you're around the right people, you're ingesting the right things, you're consuming the right things. Like, that's so important.
Yeah. I think mine would be, and this is probably what I would tell anyone anyway, but definitely coming into your 20s, just do what is best for you and you alone. If it's just you, like, at the end of the day, you should be making your decisions and doing what you feel is going to be best for you and your future, and not what other people feel like is going to be best for you in your future or anything like that. Because once you get to the point where you're like, damn, I wish I would have did it my way, then you're just going to be like, damn, I wish I would have did it my way. But I would just say, if as long as your way's not erratic and like irresponsible, do it your way, like do what you feel you should be doing with your life and your personhood. Because if you die tomorrow, bitch, that's just gonna be it. It's just gonna be you, so you might as well do it your way. Damn. Yeah, you are Burger King and you can have it your way. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I know that's McDonald's, but
oh dang,
that was great.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. Well, D, thank you for joining us today for this riveting conversation. We love talking to you.
Always.
Let the people know where they can find you, what you be doing in your spare time, all that stuff.
You can find me on Instagram at Ghosdee_. You can find me on Twitter at Ghosdee. And I just started not a letterbox. Fucking, what is it? The sending email shit. Yeah, the newsletter thing that I'm doing.
The newsletter,
I have a newsletter, Letters from Ghosdee. The link is on my Instagram.
Yeah, but D, love it. D is our horror buff, our
movie buff, really.
Movie buff in general, yeah. We got multi-talented, self-taught instrumentations.
She's a producer, a writer, a singer.
Literally does it the
photographer, creative director,
model damn near.
Videographer.
Come on now.
Bitch.
So, you know, we gonna plug you too.
Yeah.
Yes,
we'll put all of the links in the description to Ghosdee's profile, and you know where to find us, bitch. All your pleasures _
Yeah.
You can find Lex's Insta, you can find my Insta, all on there. And yeah, subscribe to us on YouTube if you haven't already, bitch. And we love you.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.